I mean, really setting the tone. Here she is as our VP of Communication, making sure that everybody stays in the loop. But let me tell you something, folks. She is building a fierce business, has been emerald in our company, and I am so excited because we are headed your way on March the 11th, guys. In fact, we're coming early, I heard, for a meet and greet, so can't wait to see everyone on March the 10th. We're going to be in Houston, Texas with the phenomenal Dr. Rob, our DJ, and always there to help support in every capacity, leading by example on your way to Diamond, okay? And so good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you this morning to the call. Again, we've had an amazing weekend, here with some of our top leaders, Jarvis Wright, Pamela Bradford, Rochelle, Marcella. In fact, we're super excited too because we've had a chance to meet some other leaders as well. I mean, I know there was Patrick that flew all the way in from Houston, guys, to be here with his leadership, okay? And then we had some new leaders that we met, like Christina McDonald, who came in November as a founding member, but just really looking at them and what they're doing with their business. I can tell you this, guys, it is going to absolutely be one of the most explosive states here in the Florida area. In fact, Latrice Levitt also came out to support because we actually did an event in other parts of Florida, not just here in Orlando, but we actually went down to Tampa on Thursday. And what was really exciting, guys, you can tell when there's a market that's prime, ready to explode. We witnessed more momentum in Tampa, okay? I mean, that was the meeting on Thursday night. I mean, it was literally so many folks in that room. They stayed to almost 11:30 that night because after the meeting, they all wanted bioscans. And it was so exciting to see so many people, act into the business, join us, whether it was as a customer because they wanted to get the flat belly cleanse, some pain cream. But again, guys, we are having just a phenomenal time. So proud to be here with our awesome leadership. Of course, Phyllis Nash, our CSO, Sylvia Covington, our Director of Customer Service, and Kathy Weathersby, our VP of Finance. You're going to hear in a moment from our Chief Operating Officer, Christian Phillips. Okay, he's actually still here. So Kristen and I, we kind of hung back, took a later flight. We're going to meet again with Marcella. We're going to meet with Jarvis. We're going to have a chance to do some more strategy. And then I leave out at 7:30 p.m. tonight, okay? And so what I'm here to tell you this morning, let me just do this. Let me kick us off with vision and mission. Then I'm going to get to today's message. Our vision is we exist to end the negative stigma that has caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. Our mission is we are the catalyst to start a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. And so what I will say is this, when I think about my career, in this amazing life-changing industry, right? We know it as network marketing. They used to call it multi-level marketing, right? But it's really changed. I mean, the landscape has changed, the social selling, so much that you can do, from a smartphone in your house slippers. I mean, it's an exciting industry, guys. And so we already know we're in front of an industry that's growing so fast. In fact, since the pandemic, it's growing faster than ever, a $190 billion industry, right? This home-based business boom, but to also be in front of one of the greatest market shifts of our lifetime, one of the largest market shifts, right? Because when I think about my secret to success, people think, oh, wow, a lot of times you don't see the full story, right? You just hear the glory, you hear the testimonials, you hear the accolades, right? You hear Dr. Roz, mentioning, hey, the CEO of the company. But oftentimes you have to realize that many times success is really about positioning. It's about timing. It's about being at the right place at the right time. And the way you actually get to the right place at the right time is you first of all have to be open-minded, right? You have to be open to looking at opportunities. In fact, we call pour, passing over opportunities repeatedly, okay? And so one of the things that I've learned in business is you must follow market trends. I mean, let's think about some of the industries right now that are explosive. They're exciting, but guess what? That peak is over. If you've actually witnessed Jarvis give that information regarding, timing and how in this kind of industry, it's really about hitting this specific point, okay? Where you go from zero to a couple thousand distributors to, 10,000 distributors, and all of a sudden you at 150,000 distributors, and that's when what we call momentum kicks in. but to know that we're here together, at the beginning, right, of an industry that's so explosive. If we just look at what the cannabis industry is doing, if we look at what's happening with CBD, and what I love about where we're positioned, guys, we are perfectly positioned because we've been preparing for what's going on in the CBD industry since day one, right? We offer the full panel testing. When you look at what's going on with the FDA and how they're literally looking at Congress to start regulating CBD, we were talking about that a couple of years ago, right? We were talking about the regulations are coming. And what you want to do is make sure that we're building with products that have integrity, products that are the best of the best, products that are full spectrum, products that are organically grown, products that actually have the proper labeling, that are full tested. We were told, hey, listen, all you have to do is test for CBD and THC. You don't have to test for the mold. You don't have to test for the arsenic. And so you're going to gas stations, right? You're going to other competitors, and sometimes, guess what? They're not even testing for the CBD in often cases, or the THC, but to know that we're spending top dollar to ensure from day one, right? We want it to be not only compliant, but to deliver to the world one of the most amazing, purest forms of the cannabis plant available. Just know that you are positioned with the company that's already ready for the growth. We're ready for the regulations, right? We're ready for you to be one of the companies, right? When people look at, hey, where do we get CBD and cannabis from? Guess what? They're going to think about you because you've been sharing it with them. And so we're excited about that part of the market shift. But for us to go from Wakanna to Wakanna in just a few months, right? For us to be building up for now having this explosive company where we can actually focus on not just the CBD, but the entire $3.4 trillion wellness industry. That's what you call a game changer, right? And so I am super excited, guys, because we are building up for such an explosive convention, right? A conference. And what you need to know is that most companies, that's how they build their momentum. It's built by events. And so if you're in a city right now, and if you're not doing events, and if you look at your back office, you're not happy with your number of customers or distributors, I'm going to tell you that it's directly proportionate to the events that you're doing. So if you're doing one event a month, well, guess what? That's going to get you somewhere. So you got to get started, right? If you're doing one event a week, hey, that's going to be cool. I remember when I first really started, studying the industry, wanting to have success, right? Dreaming of success. We thought we were doing it big because we were doing one event a week, right? One event a week. And we were just thinking, okay, doing the formula, we're doing the system, right? We're making a little bit of money, but we weren't making life-changing money, right? And this was way back in around 2004 and 2005, guys. So just think about back then. Yes, you're a CEO, right? Struggling in this industry, trying to figure out how to make it work. But a mentor flew into town. And this mentor literally started out, with the company that we were in. And at the time she got started, she was homeless, actually living out of her car, okay? She was hungry. And so as she started building her business, she started doing more activity. So when she flew in to meet with us, and we were sitting there wondering, oh my gosh, what's the secret to your success? Because she came in with her flip-flops. She didn't have a power suit or heels, right? She just walked in. And in fact, because she was flying in from Costa Rica and she lived literally out in the jungle, she had this red dirt on the bottom of her shoes. And we were like, oh my goodness, she was smoking. She had a raspy voice. And we were like, but what's the secret? What's the secret? How is it that you are doing what you're doing? You're inspiring tens of thousands of people. You're actually making millions. What are you doing? What is the secret? She looked at us and she says, let me tell you something. You ladies, and that was my partner, right? The one we together, we were out there working this business together. So she was my business partner. But she looked at both of us and says, you want to know something? You guys have more talent in your pinky than I have in my whole body. But the difference is I will outwork both of you. You're sitting here talking about your one party a week, and you think that's impressive? She said, when I got into this company, I was homeless. I was sleeping in my car. Not working this business wasn't an option. And so what I decided to do is do parties and events and meeting one-on-one. She says, whatever I can do to get in front of people 3 times a day. She says, I built this business with the mentality of doing it 3 times a day. So by default, I will be more successful than you guys in this business always because I'm willing to outwork you. And when she said that, that was a gut punch because here we were, we're thinking this one event we're giving so much attention to was the secret to helping us move and get going, right? But it didn't work because we wanted to move faster, right? Yeah, you can do one event a week. You can build some consistency. But the bottom line, guys, if you want your life to change, you've got to be willing to go out there and put on these events. And that's why I'm so impressed with what this team decided to do because they just got launched, guys, back in November. But have the what we call the audacity, right? To say we're not going to do just one event. We're going to do 3 events, right? And the one on Thursday was phenomenal. The one on Friday ended up canceling because a lot of things happening, but it didn't work out, okay? And then the one on Saturday we did, a small crowd. But the bottom line, guys, is they had the audacity to have a vision to say, we're going to get out there and put this business in front of as many people as possible. And the reality, it doesn't take thousands of people to change your life. When I think about people like Larice, who was one of the people I sponsored, she was one person that ended up bringing thousands of people. When I think about Phyllis Nash, she is one person, right, that has brought thousands of people. And see, that's the part of this that gets really exciting, guys. If you get out there and do enough activity, you're going to find that your business will absolutely begin to explode. And it's not going to happen overnight. I remember after we had that conversation with her, yeah, we stepped it up. Okay, we started doing stuff during our lunchtime because I was still working in corporate America. So on my lunch break, I was making sure I was doing some type of 3-way call or one-on-one. And then we started doing meetings and events and parties at least 3 times a week. So when I think about those 3 events we had, that gave us 3 times more momentum, right? And then the other things, we just found ways to make it work. We didn't make excuses. And the bottom line, guys, after just tweaking some things, doing more activity, I found myself in a position by the time I was 33 years old, I was able to fire my boss and walk away from corporate America and hadn't looked back until, like Dr. Ross said, I was called to be the CEO of another company. But guess what? Fired my boss again, guys, because we decided that we're going to start Wakanna, and the rest is history, okay? And so this is really about you deciding that this next event that is coming up, and that's the biggest event, and of course, all the ones in the middle you want to get to, whether you're in Houston, whether you're here in Chicago, whether you're in Florida, get to the next event. But what you don't want to miss is the biggest event so far of this year, which is on April 20th through the 23rd, that's going to take your life to the next level. And here's how you want to look at it, guys. You want to look at this event in a couple of ways. One of the formulas that I was always taught is first look at revenue, right? How much revenue do you want your business to grow by? And you can have people that are coming and they might be 10 levels down. It doesn't matter. That's still revenue. But the closer they are to you, which means are these people that you sponsor? Are these people in your level 1, 2, and 3? Well, guess what, guys? Regardless of where they're at, your revenue per person, they tell us on average grows for the year about $5,000. That's revenue, not income. That's revenue. And so that basically means if you take 10 people and you multiply that times 5, of course, you're there too, so that's another 5. That's 11. That's $55,000 a year, but that's in revenue, okay? But what do you want to do? You want to create income. So let's figure out how that income works, depending on, again, the type of people that you're bringing as far as where they're positioned. Are these people that you sponsored, level 2, level 3? But do you know that your income on average can grow as much as $1,000 annually? And so what I'm telling our diamonds on the line, okay, our emeralds on the line, the people that are just getting started, you do not want to come to this event alone. You want to come with your team. So you bring 25 people to this, guess what? Your income will grow by $25,000 on average, right? For some people, it'll be a little bit more, some people a little bit less. But just think about the power of what that can do. Even if you just say, hey, I'm going to be there, we'll have 10 of us. I mean, that's 10,000, guys. I mean, is that incredible what you can do and just map out that road to success? And so you want to make sure that you're being strategic with this. Not only do you want to think about the number of people, you want to focus also on the number of legs. Is this only in one leg that your team is attending. So did you recruit a superstar and they're bringing 50 people? Okay. Well, guess what? That's great. But guess in our comp plan, here's how it works, guys. We have a 50% rule, which means you cannot be dependent on just one person if you're going to max out this success, guys. So you want to make sure that you're always thinking balance. You're thinking about at least 4 different people that you sponsored, whether they're the ones that come or the people below them. You want to be represented at this event with 4 different leadership teams, guys. And if you do that formula, I can tell you this, when we get to that event, first of all, it's going to cause people that what we call get rooted and grounded in this business. See, a lot of times people make a decision to join, but it's not until they really get a chance to hear the heart and soul of the company that they decide that they're all the way in, guys. And so just think about this, guys. We've been in this business, okay, for now going on 4 years, and we've never had an opportunity to do this. So can you imagine the type of momentum that we're going to start creating? This event will truly be life-changing, and you don't want to miss it, guys. And the other thing that I'm going to do before I bring up our COO, I'm going to give you just a couple of more lessons from the Super Bowl. Last week, I started about talking about the 4 lessons from the Super Bowl, because oftentimes, we see these sports teams, right? They're out there playing, and a lot of times we root harder for them. We go harder for them than our own self, okay? And so the lessons that I want to give you today, it's called teamwork. There's power in a team, guys. I used to hear the word, hey, there's no I in team, okay? So we got to really play team if we're going to go ahead and earn the type of income they've earned in the NFL, in the NBA. And what's exciting is when you think of the income of the NFL players and the NBA players, this is one of the only industries where the average person can come in off the street with no experience and make an NBA or NFL type salary, okay, over time. And it doesn't happen for everyone, but look at the book, Your First Year in Network Marketing. It says if you stick and stay for 10 years, and there's the reason why it says 10 years, because when you think about any type of truth, anything that's going to hit the masses, they say it takes about 10 years for that information to get out. So imagine you're with us here in the beginning. You're at the ground floor. You know that Wakanna, the word, and now Wakanna, to get all around the country, it's going to take 10 years. We're now just in year 4. This is where you want to be positioned, guys, that you can absolutely build the income of your life and have a business that you dreamed about, but it's all about positioning. It's about timing, guys, and we've got to play team. We've got to look at this, because at the end of the day, if everyone wanted to be the quarterback, because you win the Super Bowl, if everyone had to be the quarterback, no, there's different positions for different reasons. When I told that story last week of the Wizard of Oz, I talked about how we had this event, and we had the Tin Man, right, with the Tin Woman, and guess what? That represented the heart, the lion, the courage, right? The Dorothy represented the power of dreaming and believing, right, and wanting something so bad, okay? When we think about the Scarecrow, that was the one that was the brain, right? The brain, and we need those people too, okay? And then the fairy godmother was the visionary. And the bottom line, guys, it took that whole team for Dorothy to get to where she was trying to go and to reach her dreams. And so for you to build a dream team, guys, you got to realize sometimes we don't have all the answers. Sometimes we have strength, and there's times we have certain weaknesses, and you can find people to help you fulfill that team by finding people who have the opposite skill set of you. And the power of our training on the Wizard of Oz is that it symbolized the power of teamwork and how everyone has this strength. And together we become this dynamic force. Think about even Wakanna, think about the fact that whenever I was on that flight and I dreamed Wakanna, I had the vision for Wakanna. Right after the vision of Wakanna, guess what happened? It came Phyllis Nash, Dr. Rita, Dr. Pat, because I knew together we can do something explosive and dynamic. And so immediately I got on the phone, called Phyllis first, then Dr. Rita, then we got to Dr. Pat, right? And so that's the power of a team. And so what I want to do, I'm going to actually bring up our COO, because I'm telling you what, folks, this now is about the corporate team as I segment to this. Because when I say the power of a team, every day we're in search. really the right type of people to be connected with us on a corporate level. And I had a chance to get to Atlanta. Wow, I mean, almost now a year and a half ago, and reconnected with Christian. Initially, it started off with him just designing our Flat Belly Lifestyle website. But after about a month, I started realizing, wow, this kid has just really turned into someone who would be instrumental for our company. Not only was he working on his MBA, but the stuff that he was doing in corporate America was mind blowing. His knowledge, his skill set, the way he thought. And I said, you know what? We got to make this young kid our COO because he's got the skills, he's got the goods, and he's going to help fix a lot of the things in which are our blind spots. And so without any further ado, I'm going to let you hear from our COO, Christian Phillips. If you can go ahead and take it away, sir. Oh, we can't hear you, so you might be muted. It's star. Still can't hear you? Nope. Star.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Melissa, and hello, Wakanna. My name is Christian Phillips. I am your COO. What that means is that basically the process is all of the back end things that happening that you all benefit from, as it relates to your website, as it relates to product fulfillment, as it relates to customer service and the support that's there. All of that actually falls underneath my umbrella. We had a powerful weekend actually talking to the chief sales officer about different marketing things, talking to the CEO about, execution of different styles of leadership. And then also in addition, that together to figure out what processes are we going to implement within my skill set to be able to share with all of you. And that's from all the way with the coaching and Flat Belly Lifestyle, leading up to the transition from Wakanna into Wakanna. We went through a lot of different material and, like I said, resources to actually make sure that you have the fundamental tools. And as long as you execute and you understand your why, there's not going to be any reason that you all cannot succeed. One thing I will say is that you have to do the work. You have to stay plugged in. The Facebook groups, all the resource websites, all of the information, the videos, the content, you have to stay plugged in. You have to look at that because no one is going to run your business like you. Okay? No one's going to have the passion about running your business other than you because of the fact that not everyone shares the same experiences. Not everyone's why is the same. So once you all begin to start processing that and making that the foundation of a lot of decisions that you're making, that ambition, that desire of actually, and also, for those of you that are uncomfortable with using the computer, because I do know that, I've come across some people that are, all of that will go away because that why will conquer that. So we don't want to live within fear. We definitely don't want to pass up opportunities repeatedly because we know what that is. That's poor. And we're not poor. We're claiming that we are not poor. And, ultimately, all of you all, there's a diamond in each and every one of you. Some of you all might acquire it sooner than others. However, there is a diamond with each and every one of you, and it starts with a mindset. Once we change that mindset, once we say I cannot and we say I can, once we say I do not and I will, one thing that we can teach you is skill, and we can give you the drills, but we cannot teach you will. Okay, that's something that we cannot give you, and that's something that we cannot teach you. That resides within you, and you have to find it within yourself, pull it out, and execute. And I challenge each and every one of you to execute this, not only in the sunset days of Wakanna, but absolutely in the days of Wakanna. I'm so excited. We talked about Vegas, guys. We talked to the website is getting ready to launch. I had an opportunity to discuss some things with our, believe it was the Rubies and Higher. And so, they kind of have a few nuggets and things of that sort, but we will be launching an official website for convention. So you'll have all your information there, roommates information, as well as, all of these different dates for prices and stuff. We're running the Valentine's Day special that's going on as well. That's actually live on the website right now. The event that's happening this weekend, I will be actually in Chicago this weekend for the Super Bowl events as well as the it's not a scanning event on the Saturday, but we're going to have some education in regards to CBD as well as the flat belly. So I'll be at all those events. So, track me down if you have any questions. We're here to support you guys. So I just want to, just say that out of all of this that has happened this weekend, one thing that I can say truly is that your corporate team is here for you. We may not be accessible at all times, but we are ultimately here for you, and we're empowering our corporate team or the actual individuals that we oversee to help you as well and to be there as well. But just know that there's thousands of you and only not even it's only 20 of us, and that's everybody. Okay. So just know that we are here to support you, and I don't want anyone to get discouraged if they can't get in contact. But we try to have these in-person things as we model out of the pandemic. So we're here for you. Our teams are here for you, and all I can say is we'll see you at the top, at the very top, and that's it for me, Melissa.
I love it, Christian. Thank you so much. Amazing job. And you are right. We are here for you. And I tell you what, Christian, with your leadership, this is absolutely not just going to go to the top, right? We are busting through the top, right? So appreciate that. Oh, my goodness, guys. And so as Christian said, yes, our Valentine's specials are live and in effect. So make sure you go get those. And we cannot wait to this weekend because Christian will be flying in. So if you have not had a chance to meet our COO, you will be there in Chicago because it's all going down on February the 11th. Remember, the first event from 10 to 2, it's actually free. So you want to get everybody there that you know. And that will not include bioscans, but it will include lots of great information and education, guys. February the 12th, we actually also will be celebrating the Super Bowl. But before that, that evening on the 11th, we're going to have from 4 to 8 another event, which is our pop-up event, guys. And I'm telling you what, for those of you who get to that event, we're going to have a sneak preview of our new brochures. Some of you have already seen the new banners, okay? The new pop-up, okay? So yes, we are going to take your business to the next level because we are designing a pop-up dispensary, and we're going to be able to bring that dispensary around the country. You can do the same thing in your own area, guys. We're going all out with our DJ, drinks, past hors d'oeuvres. You're not going to want to miss it. And I know we are transforming on the 12th. It will look similar to the Super Bowl, guys. We got a lot of decor. Again, we always love to have fun. The menu, check it out on Facebook, guys. We've already posted the details, okay? March the 4th, mark your calendar. We're going to be doing a mini pink rush. More details coming out soon. Also, March the 18th will be a repeat of last Saturday. So that's going to actually take place here in Chicago on March the 18th. And then, of course, on March the 11th, we're in Houston, Texas with DJ Dr. Rod. So today's lineup, make sure you jump on now. Let's rebound with Wakanna with Dr. Rod. Also, too, at 2:30 p.m. Central, Save Our Strands with Doris Mosley. 7:30 p.m. Central, you can join our corporate Zoom, and then at 8 a.m. Central, and that happens tomorrow morning, our Diamond Factory with our very own midwife, our CSO, and our 2-star diamond, Phyllis Nash. And so with that being said, guys, we want to thank you all, also the Group 6 for the Wellness Coach certification. You guys had a class last night. Apologize. There was some confusion. It should have really started at 2. It started at 3. So yes, we do acknowledge that. Next weekend, or this weekend, we will not have any classes because of all the events in Chicago. But the next weekend after that, the 17th and 18th, those are the next 2 classes for Group 6. So with that said, I want each and every one of you to have a Wakanna day. And we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top. And yes, this time we are busting through the top. Have a great day.